In this section of the course so far, we've learned about kind of your bankroll and how to protect that with things like finding games with good penetration. Like here's a 6-deck game that has just a little bit more than a deck cut off. That's pretty good penetration you could maybe find out in the real world. But today we're going to talk about a different way you can protect your bankroll, and that's with what's called back counting. All right, back counting is when you play or you're kind of standing behind a table watching other players play, called ploppies or non-counters. Right, typically this has to be at a game that's what's called there's mid-shoe entry that's allowed. Some double deck games and things like that, there's no mid-shoe entry, so you have to wait until the shuffle to enter. But by back counting, you can wait for a certain count before you jump in, and that's going to be beneficial to you because then you're only playing the counts that you have the advantage at, right? So above a true 1 is where most games typically gain the advantage. Again, run the numbers that you have for your specific games, but that's what we're going to be doing today. So we're going to wait not for a true 1, but actually a little bit higher at a true 2. And we're going to jump in and play this table, and we're going to play all the way as whatever the counts does until it goes back below a true 1, and then we're going to get back out. So when you jump into a game, that's called wonging in, right? Named after Stanford Wong, one of the Blackjack greats, okay? And then we're going to wong out when the count falls below, where we no longer have the advantage, so that we're only playing advantageous hands, right, when we have the advantage. So we're going to play these two spots like usual to represent the other counters at the table, or the other, I shouldn't say counters, but the other players at the table. We're going to put some reds here. Now, I'm not going to be paying out these two spots. I'm just going to be paying us when we jump in. Okay, but I do have to play through a few and kind of represent what we would be doing back counting as we join a table. Okay, now a couple things with this. When you first join or first start to watch, it does have to be right after the shuffle, so make sure there's no cards in the discard tray when you come up to the table. Maybe kind of watch for the table as they're beginning their shuffle, and then go stand behind, just kind of act interested, maybe have a drink or something, right? And say you're waiting for a lucky card or some dumb gambling reason to jump in when you're not playing. And so we're going to kind of simulate that here. I'm going to let you count through this, and then when I think it gets to a true 2, I'll interrupt again, and we'll kind of explain what we're doing with our bet spreads. All right, so let's try this here. Okay, so again, I have this stacked a little bit in our favor. So I have a running count right now of 12. And 12, since has not been a full deck played yet, 12 divided by the 6 decks remaining, that does get us to our true count of 2. So we're going to be using a bet spread here, and we'll buy in a second, but we're going to use a bet spread that we've been using throughout this kind of whole course most of the time. And that is that at true 1, we're going to be betting 1 green in 2 spots. A true 2, 2 greens in 2 spots, all the way up to a true 5, which is going to be 5 greens in 2 spots. Okay, but first off, let's buy in. So we're going to, as we're standing behind, we're going to come throw our money on the table between rounds here. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking in my head that we have a running 12. So as the dealer kind of counts out the money, right, they get okay from their pit boss. Then they're going to throw this into the drop box over here, and then they're going to count this out, right, and give you $500. All right, 3, 4, 5, and as soon as they give this to you, you're taking that 12 divided by 6, and you're putting down 2 greens and 2 spots, and we're ready to go. All right, we don't want to waste our time there. All right, let's keep going here, keep counting. I currently have a running 12, and we're going to play through this using our deviations. These guys don't know deviations, so they're not going to be playing. So if I mess something up there, I'm sorry, but I will play deviations for us using my top 30. All right, and let's count the rest of this. All right, so it looks like we never had to really wong out there because the count stayed above a true 1. I definitely made some money. Well, I guess I had to buy in that one time, so we can maybe count that up here at the end, but let's see if our count was right first. This should get us back to 0. I don't remember if I used a burn card or not, but anyway, we'll see kind of here what we have. We have 1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, D1, 0, 1, 2, 1, 0, D1, D2, D3, D4, D5, D4, D5, D4, D3, D4, D5, D4, D3, D4, D5, D4, D5, D6, D7, D8, my goodness, D7, D6, D5, D4, D5, D4, D5, D6, D7, D6, and D5. Okay, so yeah, I think it must not have had a burn card. I also had D5, and so that means that our bets were correct there as we were doing that. Right now, I think I had to buy in for 400 at one point, so, and then I initially had 500. Let's see if we won or lost. But anyway, the whole idea behind this video, as I kind of get these counted up, this is 1 green, is that this is how you would approach back counting at the casino, right? Again, I do this all the time. In fact, when I first enter the casino, this is the only way I'll start playing, right? They don't know who I am. And since they don't know that, I can just sit behind the table and count, right? They're not looking for someone like me until the count's positive, right? I'm not going to give them any more information I have to with a minimum bet and then spreading to something huge, right? If I can start my bets a little bit higher, that's a little bit more advantageous to me. So again, I think we bought in for 400 at one point. Our initial buy-in was 5, so it looks like we made 400. Those are in piles of 4. So made 400 doing this, had to buy in at one point. So because if I would have stopped there, I absolutely would have lost money. This isn't a foolproof way to guarantee that you're going to win, but it does set you up for success a little bit better. Again, this was just one shoe, right? And we made a decent amount, but if we would have stopped halfway through, if you only would have brought $500 to the casino, you kind of would have been out of luck. So again, take this for what it's worth, back counts to save your bankroll and put you more in those advantageous situations.